3GS. Again, listening to AntennaGate on the web, you would think, whoa, it must be dropping half the calls. It must be dropping at least 50 more calls per 100 or 25 more calls per 100. Right? Wouldn't you expect that? This is the hard data. The iPhone 4 drops less than 1 additional call per 100 more than the iPhone 3GS. Less than 1 additional call per 100. Now, even less than 1 is too much for us. We're trying to find out why. We want to drive this lower than the 3GS. But this does put it in perspective. So I have my own pet theory on this, which we have no proof of, but I'll give it to you anyway. When the iPhone 3GS came out, we did not change the design from the iPhone 3. And there was a healthy market of cases for the iPhone 3G that were already in stores that fit the 3GS perfectly since the design didn't change. And in our stores, 80% of the iPhone 3GS users walked out with a case. iPhone 4 has a radically new design. None of the old cases fit. Since we didn't show it to anybody, none of the new cases are ready. And we can't make enough of our bumper cases. And so in our stores, about 20% of the people are going out with a case. And I think that has something to do with this disparity. But who knows? We're going to track it down. But again, zooming out, less than 1 additional call drop per 100 calls over the iPhone 3GS. So if you put these 4 things together, smartphones have weak spots. Most every smartphone we've tested exhibits the identical behavior if grabbed in a reasonable way as the videos you've all seen on the web of the iPhone 4. Around 0.5% of iPhone owners have called AppleCare in relation to reception and antenna issues. Only 0.55% of all iPhone owners have called. An extremely low number. The return rates for iPhone 4 are running 1/3 of those for the iPhone 3GS a year ago. And the iPhone 4 drops less than 1 more call per 100 than the iPhone 3GS. Now, when we look at this data, when our engineers and scientists look at this data, it's very hard to escape the conclusion that there is a problem, but that problem is affecting a very small percentage of users. I myself have gotten somewhere over 5,000 emails from users telling me how their iPhone 4 works perfectly and they can't figure out what all of this is about. So we think there's a problem, but we think it's affecting a small percentage of users. And we think some of that problem is inherent in most every smartphone. But having said this, we care about every user. And we're not going to stop until every one of those is happy. But I think it's important to understand the scope of this problem, because what the data says leads you to the conclusion that this has been blown so out of proportion that it's incredible. I know it's fun to have a story, but it's less fun when you're on the other end of it. So we care about every user. So let me tell you what we're going to do. The first thing we did yesterday, we released iOS version 4.0.1. That is now out. People are updating it. It fixes the wrong formula that we use to calculate how many bars to put up for a given signal strength. And there was a nasty exchange bug in there that a lot of our corporate customers are hitting, and that's fixed as well. So those bugs are fixed. iOS 4 is out. 4.0.1 is out, and we recommend that every iPhone owner update to it. Secondly, a lot of people have told us the bumper solves the signal strength problem. Consumer Reports is the latest one this week. We've heard it from a lot of people. Why don't you just give everybody a case? Okay, great. Let's give everybody a case. We've got our bumper case here, but we want to give everybody a free case. Every iPhone user is going to get a free case. One for every iPhone 4. If you've already bought one, we'll give you a full refund for a bumper. And we're going to do this for every iPhone 4 purchased through September 30th. We'll re-examine this in September and decide whether to keep going, or maybe we'll have a better idea. But at least through September 30th, a free case for every iPhone 4. And if you bought a bumper, we'll give you a full refund. Now, everything in life is more complicated than it seems on the surface. We're going to send you a free case. We can't make enough bumpers. Right? We're planning on selling them and making a certain percentage, and we have the tooling done. If we're going to try to give a bumper to everyone, no way we can make enough in the quarter. So what we're going to do is source some other cases and give users a choice of cases. And they'll be able to pick one. And you can apply on our website starting late next week. It'll take us about a week to get this all up. Pick a case, Zoom, we'll send it off to you. That's simple. So, a free case for every iPhone 4 user. Simple. And if you're still not happy, before or after you get a free case, as we've said, you can bring your iPhone 4 back undamaged within 30 days for a full refund. We've waived any restocking fees, anything. Full refund. So we are going to take care of everyone. We want every user to be happy, and if we can't make them happy, we'll give them a full refund. Does that make sense? So, I've got some other updates for you. Just some other things going on relative to the iPhone 4. And then we'll get into Q&A. Again, iOS 4 version 4.0.1 was released yesterday. We're tracking some problems with the proximity sensor, and we're working on some solutions, and hopefully we'll get those into the next software update. This seems to affect, again, a fairly small number of users, but it's probably a pesky problem for those users, so we're going to try to get it fixed as fast as we can. White iPhone, a lot of people waiting for the white iPhone. We're going to start shipping it end of this month. And our quantities will be limited at first. We're ramping up as fast as we can. But white iPhones will start shipping at the end of July. And also, on July 30th, we are going to bring the iPhone to 17 more countries. And these are the same 17 we talked about before, with the omission of just South Korea, because it's going to take us a little longer to get government approval there. But 17 countries, July 30th. So that's the update on the iPhone 4. In ending, and I'd like to just kind of give you a feel of what we care about and how we operate and how we make decisions. We love our users.